I gained 23 kilograms of weight when I was pregnant and had a very unexpected like recovery process after that really threw off me getting like back in shape, and I want to talk about it. So as much as I gained 23 kilo, right, 23 kilo to me is wild. Obviously I had an expectation, I didn't actually have any expectation of gaining weight during pregnancy. I just thought you're just going to gain what you're going to gain. Like, I was healthy, I was eating pretty much the same for the most part over the second and third trimesters, and then I was training the same as well. Like, I was hitting the gym 4 times a week, and I was training with Adam, so he was like helping me like push up weights and stuff, and we were definitely still challenging ourselves the whole way through pregnancy, and I still gained 23 kilo. And at the time I was like, this is absolutely wild to me. I don't understand how I can gain that much weight when I'm still being healthy. What I've obviously realised now is it was weight that had to be gained. It wasn't 23 kilo of fat, it was 23 kilo of obviously some fat, but also a baby, a placenta, amniotic fluid, extra fat for breastfeeding, the boobs, all the rest of it, everything that comes with pregnancy. But the point in me starting the video with this is it was a much different journey back to myself, or journey to being lean and like athletic and muscular again. It was not what I expected, and basically the process of losing body fat and gaining lean muscle mass is called body recomp, and I've been talking about it a lot lately on this channel because it is like the best process of all time when you're trying to actually change your body shape and get your dream shape. Most people think that they want to lose weight when actually what you want to do is lose fat but also build muscle mass. And I have now done this twice. So I did it originally on my fitness journey when I was just like skinny fat, I had no shape, had no muscle, nothing like that, and wanted to change that and be like fit and strong and healthy. So I did it once, and it was easier the first time for many reasons. Number one, if you're going through a process of changing your body shape, if you're a beginner in the gym, there's this thing called newbie gains. And basically, if you're new to the gym and you've never touched a weight before in your life, and you've never followed a specific kind of like macro split or diet or anything like that, and you all of a sudden introduce your body to strength training, progressive overload, not even lifting heavy, just doing what is heavy for you and challenging for you, and then following like a whole food, mostly whole food, high protein diet, you're going to hit the jackpot. If you do it right from the offset, your first year can totally transform your whole body, and it's not fair because so many of us make the same mistakes. When I first started in the gym, I very much didn't eat enough, didn't know how to train properly, my form was absolutely awful, but more so it came down to not eating enough. I'm doing my makeup on this camera and I don't know if I can actually see. So yeah, I really kind of messed up, I feel, like my opportunity to make the most out of my experience in the gym at the start. But if you are also someone that has maybe, and this is where I feel like I might have fallen into this category, if you're someone that has been training for a while and you're not a new person to the gym, so your body is used to training with weights, it is used to eating a certain weight and blah 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 blah, yet you then take some time off, and I don't mean like a couple of weeks, more so like a couple of months, and then you restart again, you can have good results from that because your body's had a break, it's had a rest, it's got muscle memory and things like that, so it can jump back in and make good progress. And that's where I feel like I fell into in my postpartum journey. And my postpartum journey, very much, for those of you that have been here since then, I had the belief system that if I trained well during pregnancy and I ate the same and I pretty much did the same, that I would get back into shape. Which, yes, I don't think that's unrealistic to think, and I don't think that I failed in that at all. I definitely feel like I got back into good shape, a strong shape, healthy, athletic lifestyle, all the rest of it. However, I didn't have a time frame for this, and in my head I kind of thought that it was basically my bump was just going to shrink right back down and I'd still have the body underneath that I had before. Again, muscle memory's there, so to build the muscle back, yes, that's obviously great, but I lost a lot of muscle mass, and it wasn't necessarily because of pregnancy. It was actually because I actually had a horrible postpartum experience. It's, when I think about it, I always tell people like, yeah, I had a positive birth, like everything was fine. But honestly, it was absolutely shocking. It was shit. It was 3 days long. It was unmedicated by choice. It ended up with a doctor's whole forearm up inside my vagina trying to turn a child round that was stuck, to then forceps, to catheters, to cannulas in my hand, to having a 3A-degree tear, to stitches front to back, not being able to walk for 2 weeks, to losing so much blood I needed a blood transfusion but refused to take it because I just wanted to go home. Thus so anemic and horrendous, and they left placenta in me for 8 weeks, which almost killed me. So there's that. So my postpartum experience was shocking. Thus I did not go back to the gym for about 3 months, because obviously with all of that, between the stitches and the blood loss and the anemia, the placenta being left in me and just like rotting inside my body, and then of course not sleeping because you've got a new baby, breastfeeding, general postpartumness, all the rest of it, right? Shit show, shambles, excuse my language. Don't know why I thought that was a positive experience, because it absolutely was not. However, having the time off the gym, I lost a fair bit of muscle mass, majority in my lower body, like my bum. And I actually think the bum, so I don't naturally have glutes. I have said this before, like I really don't have a bum, like it's a natural pancake naturally. I really had to work hard to build glutes, and that disappeared, like completely and utterly vanished, and I had to obviously work to get them back again. I do think breastfeeding definitely plays a role in that, because obviously your body stores fat in your glutes during pregnancy for you to then use to feed the child. So breastfeeding, I feel like, didn't help with that either. So long story short, after this, do you know what it actually was? I was so inflamed and so puffy still, the 8 weeks with the placenta still in there, that I just was, I need to try and find a picture of myself. I was so pale, I was grey, I was like puffy, my body was swollen, everything was just wrong, because obviously I was like probably dying, quite frankly, not in a good place. And as soon as that placenta, which won't even talk about the process of that, right, came out of my body, see, within a week, it was bizarre. It was bizarre. Shrunk right back down, like lost the bloat, like the inflamedness went down. That's what it was. It was like the inflamedness went down, and much better time. But when I finally got back into the gym, obviously I was much weaker. I'd lost a lot of strength and I'd lost a lot of muscle mass, particularly in my lower body, and obviously building that back up took time. And that's what I think is so important about body recomp when you are not new to the gym. If you're maybe in the stage that I was in, where you're actually experienced but you've had to have a break and you're coming back, you can make really good progress, because obviously you have the muscle memory and your body knows what to do. But it does take time. It does take time, and I would say it took me, I would say, at least a year to actually look at myself and go, well, because there were definitely points, there was points where like 6 months in I thought, oh, I'm looking better. 9 months in I was like, oh my god, like I definitely feel good, and blah 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 blah. A year in, yep, we're definitely getting somewhere. That 18-month mark, I would say in the last 6 months now, I have felt the most confident in the way I look. I definitely feel, I've not got all my muscle mass back, I definitely know that, I'm aware of that. I'm a smaller version than pre-pregnancy, I am lighter, but I feel fab, and that took time. But the point of that story was that body recomposition is actually what most of you are trying to do, and you just don't actually realise it. So I've spoken about it, that body recomp is basically the process of trying to build muscle mass and lose body fat at the same time. And like I said, it kind of works best for those two types of people: A, new to the gym, and B, not new to the gym, but you've given yourself a long enough break that it kind of is a bit of a kickstart and a restart, that your body's like, oh, let's take advantage of this. And then obviously if you're someone that like takes steroids or something like that, that's a whole other ball game, where you're obviously going to make progress, but we're not in that category, so we're fine. But I created a whole course on this on my app, and it has had the best feedback that I could have ever imagined, because I think people don't realise that that's what they're actually trying to do. A lot of you don't realise that you're trying to actually do a body recomposition and change your body shape and not just lose weight. Because when it comes to weight loss, if you're just wanting to lose weight, you're simply wanting to become a smaller version of the shape you already are. However, if you body recomp, you're actually changing your body shape. And a lot of you don't realise that that's what it is that you're doing. So between my app and my one-to-one coaching, that is very much a focus for pretty much everyone that I work with. My body recomp course is on my app if you want to check it out. We've also got a 3-day free trial. So in this video, I kind of want to show, for example, meals. I've been meal prepping a few things lately, guys. She's a meal prepper now. I want to show you a few meal ideas. If you're trying to do a body recomp and you're trying to do it properly and you're genuinely trying to change your body shape and your life, right, your whole lifestyle, there's a couple of factors you want to do. Number one, you want to get on it with your nutrition so hard, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to go absolutely wild and crazy, meal prep every single thing and weigh out every single thing. If you're on a body recomp, you're most likely either going to want to eat at maintenance calories if you only have a small bit of body fat to lose, but your focus is more on building a bit of muscle and strength, or a small calorie deficit if you do actually have quite a bit of body fat that you want to shift, but only a small one of about 200 calories a day, so that you can actually still fuel enough for workouts to also build some muscle. So meal prep, I don't ever really meal prep because I work from home. I'm always in the house and I kind of just make the same food every day and it's always quick and easy. But I have made a few recipes lately, a breakfast, a snack and a lunch, that are absolutely to die for, that have made my week so much easier. I'm a busy person, right? I run a business, I do social media full time, and I obviously have a baby. Well, she's 2 now, but anyway. And obviously everything else in life that comes with it. So meal prepping, and these recipes can work for anyone that is, if you're a student, or if you're a parent, or if you're just work full time, or if you're just a person that just wants to eat healthy, then definitely getting on top of your nutrition is the best thing you can do for yourself. And if you have no idea where to start with that, I actually highly recommend joining some kind of app or plan. It doesn't need to be mine, but obviously I have mine, that can help you work out where your starting point should be at least, and go from there. And then obviously weight training being the main thing when it comes to exercise. I personally weight train 4 times a week. I've been at stages in my life where I've trained 6 times a week. Training 4 to 5 times a week max. Anything between 3 and 5 is a perfect sweet spot. For me, 4 days a week works, and making sure that I am picking those 4 days and they're non-negotiable. So I know every week what days I'm going to the gym. I don't wait until I feel like it, or I don't wait until I'll just see what else is going on, blah 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 blah. No, we have our days and we go, and they're non-negotiable. Sometimes I'm looking a bit naked in this, and that's what you need to do, because otherwise you're not going to stick to it and you're not going to go, or you'll just keep pushing it off and put it off and blah 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 blah. So get your nutrition in check, hit the gym 3 to 5 times a week. 4 is absolute sweet spot. Make sure you train properly and with progressive overload. I'm going to show you a bunch of recipes, but also things like getting your steps in a day, guys. Just get your steps in. And if you're on a calorie deficit doing body recomp, you don't actually have to have all your calories deducted from food. You can absolutely split it over cardio, i.e. movement, and your food. So if you're someone that's like, I'm finding I'm a wee bit hungry, doing a 200 calorie deficit, do a 100 calorie deficit and then do the other 100 calories from cardio. That way you have more energy because you're eating. You probably feel fitter as well because you're like doing extra. And obviously if you have a baby like me, you're going to walk them every day anyway. If you are like me and put them to sleep in a pram, I do 30 to 40 minutes every single day. If you have a dog, if you even have like a friend or a partner that you're like, hey, let's just go walk, let's just like hang out and actually walk, then do that as well. And then obviously the obvious things like drink your water, hit your protein, take your creatine and go to bed. And quite honestly guys, it isn't rocket science. It's actually the most simple formula ever. It's the execution that is the hard part. So in this video I'm going to show you a bunch of recipes that I have honestly, if you have an hour, you can make these a breakfast, a lunch and a snack, and you're sorted for the next couple of days, and that way you know you're not going to fall off track, you're going to stick to it. And if you've got your gym days planned out as well, you're absolutely good to go. So now that I am ready, let's go and do some cooking. See, if I'm being brutally honest, these actually taste better than most vegan chocolate bars. And protein bars and all the rest of it. Please ignore the plaster on my finger, that is gross. Wait till I show you the inside better, because you need to see this. Like, it's actually like a brownie. It is the best thing ever. It is the best thing ever. These are the latest version of the protein balls. So I know, you know, I've had protein balls for years, right? But I came across a viral one on TikTok by a girl called Elle Gibson. I can't work out if she's Australian or English. Very difficult. But anyway, I have kind of adapted part of my recipe, part of her recipe, kind of combined it to make a new one, and it's the best thing I've ever had in my life. So we're going to make them today as part of a bit of a meal prep. So medjool dates, if you do not have medjool dates, like these are from Tesco, I think they're like £2 or £2.50. These are the dates you want if you're making like protein balls or like using dates in something. These are what you need because they're so like chewy. So we're going to pick them, we're going to use the full thing. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's exactly what you want. 12 dates in here. This will take 2 minutes. Like, it's literally the quickest recipe ever. Maybe not 2 minutes, maybe absolute maximum 10, but then you've got a week's worth of snacks, and it's definitely worth it. Everybody loves them though. That is the problem, because I don't like sharing. See, when Adam goes in the fridge and he's like, oh, you've made such and such, I'm like, put it down. I don't like sharing. So we're going to just whip them together. Now this recipe, I'm addicted, I'm not gonna lie. It's not even kind of a thing. It gets to the point in night where it's like after dinner time and I'm like, can somebody hurry up and make my toddler more tired so she can go to bed so that I can have my shower and I can sit and watch The Punisher with a cup of peppermint tea. Actually, do you know what? I'm not even on the peppermint tea yet. Peppermint tea is delish, but I feel like peppermint tea is for like autumn, fall if you like, and we're not quite there yet. So I'm having it with milk. I'm in a real like milk and cookies phase, milk and biscuits phase, milk and chocolate phase. So I have like oat milk and a protein ball, and it's like, that's me for the night. Just don't even question, right? It is fabulous. So I'm not actually doing measurements of this, we're just going to chuck it in. Cocoa powder, I would say like 2 tablespoons, whoa, 2 tablespoons, and then maybe like a 1/4 cup oats. Nut butter is almond butter. I personally like cashew, but it's what we've got. A heaping, oh my god, this is for Blake's smoothie in the morning normally, but we're just going to steal it. I'm actually already excited. The soy isolate and vanilla flavoured by My Protein. We're doing 1 scoop. If you have not got on this protein powder yet, I've told you time and time again, if you are on a fitness journey, your absolute magical concoction, if you have to take any supplement whatsoever, is these two, a creatine and a protein, once a day. Basically just blend this till it gets gooey. Okay, I think we needed like 2 or 3 more dates. These are slightly drier than I wanted, but only slightly. And we're going to roll them into balls like this. I'm thinking about 8 maybe. I have been making them slightly larger, so maybe it's not going to quite make 8. Also, Blake heard them getting made. She now has a straw, not a straw, a straw, a spoon. Do you want a wee mini one? Do you want a new spoon? You're not having all this right now, you're about to go for a nap. Oh. Yummy! Thank you, Mummy. We're just going to roll them into balls. Oh my god, it's so hot. It's actually getting to the point of the year where it's like, I'm not gonna lie guys, I don't actually think I'm a summer person. I think I'm like an autumn fall person. I think I don't like winter. I don't like it freezing cold. I don't like it like miserable and dark and horrible, but I do quite like a jumper, a wee scarf, a wee pair of boots, you know. I do like a hot chocolate. And what is it? You okay? And I like it when it comes to night time and we're watching said Punisher and it's actually dark outside, because at the point right now it's not dark at like 9 o'clock at night and I'm sitting in like a broad daylight trying to watch and be cozy. You know, I just want cozy vibes. But you want more? More? Can you say please? Please, good girl. Is it yummy? Don't know why I'm giving you on a spoon, but I feel like if I give you the ball, you want to stuff the full thing in your mouth. Right, we might not actually quite make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blake approves. Maybe they are perfect then, maybe they don't need more dates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we might get 8. Do you know what? I think I'll make that one slightly bigger instead. Because this is a bit crumbly, I think, just to be. Because you kind of ate the other half. You can sit right down is what you can do. Do you want more? More? For the best part. Melted dark chocolate. Roll the balls in, put them in a plate, put them in the fridge. Bish bash bosh. Oh my gosh, there's crumbs everywhere. We're just going to roll each ball in dark chocolate. We got 8. We got 8 balls. That's a week's worth. If you make these as your snack / sweet treat, you actually, like, your cravings, non-existent. Why? Because it's coated in chocolate anyway. But also like the dates, the protein powder, the nut butter and the oats, they're so filling, like high in protein, high in fibre, like real genuine ingredients. So you have one of these and one is enough. Like, it's not one of those things where you're like, oh, it's only like 12 calories and I'm starving. No, this is like dense. This is the good stuff. Just for a wee extra something. So last time I made these, I actually followed the recommendation of good old Elle. That was a crunch. It's really necessary, and I put the crunch inside last time and it was fabulous. However, I found that this mix was a wee bit too dry, so I'm just going to sprinkle a wee couple on top of each one and see if that gives like the crunch factor. See if it will stick now to the... It's literally just like a vegan Rice Krispie cereal. It's nothing exciting. But we'll just see if it does a wee something. Right now I make these like, oh my god, blueberry muffin baked oats, right? It's the best thing you'll ever have in your entire life. Let me just put it here. Blueberry muffin baked oats, and it literally does taste like a blueberry muffin. And I made them 2 weeks ago, I think. I'm going to make them again because I can't stop thinking about them. It's the best thing ever, and it just means for the next like 4 days I literally have my breakfast ready. My breakfast doesn't take long anyway, but you know, I'll have my prepped breakfast. I'll just whip up my proteinised coffee and I'm good to go. I'm going to make my protein balls, or a variation of them. Actually, I'm going to make a variation and share them with you because they're like a brownie batter protein ball, and they're absolutely to die for, like to die for. And then I'm also going to do my lunch because I've been making the same lunch all the time, and it is a cheesy pesto bagel. Cheesy pesto tofu bagel, whatever you want to call it, right? There's not actually a name for it. I'll think of one by the time I actually post it, but it is fabulous. And I do actually want to see if they can be meal prepped. So I'm going to see if I can make it like for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and see if it holds up. See if it holds up. It may or may not, but we'll find out. And then that way, if you're a savoury breakfast person, maybe you'll do the bagel for your breakfast. I'm not a savoury breakfast person. Don't ever offer me a savoury breakfast. I will punch you in the face. I won't, but I will mentally. Ew. Right, let's just set that over there. Right, dry ingredients. I think I'll just put this in the description box. Actually, I won't even need to. I'll link it to the Instagram post because it's written in the description there. It's also on my app, which you can download and get hundreds of recipes and add them to a meal plan. Meal prep for the week. It gives you your shopping list. Guys, trust me when I say, like, this is the best vegan protein powder on the planet. If you haven't tried it yet, please do it. It's actually really cheap. Like, you can buy a small bag first and try it out. Taste and try, I was gonna say before you buy, but you know, you're still paying for it. But I think you can get it as cheap as like £9 if you use my code the child's asleep, set up. Baking powder. One thing I have noticed, right, so I feel like my formula in life is that I've nailed down body recomp, right, how to actually change your body shape and not just lose weight. Most people think they want to just lose weight. What you actually want to do is bring your body fat down and increase your lean muscle mass. Recipes like this, meal prep and just have stuff ready that you know is going to get you towards your goals. You're not going to end up just going, oh, I don't have time, let's just either skip breakfast, drink coffee for breakfast, or eat something just like crap that doesn't do what it's supposed to do. We're not here for that. So making recipes like this, oh, where'd the recipe just go? Making recipes like this just set you up, right? They set you up. It's high protein. I think it's like 22 grams of protein per slice. If you wanted to add on your protein coffee next to that, if you want to add on some like yogurt or whatever, you can bump this up really easily to like 30-35 grams of protein. So make sure you actually are making recipes, guys, that are going to serve your goals. Okay, 351, I'll take it. I'll take it, right. But yeah, the biggest change you will notice in your fitness journey, guys, is when it actually comes down to your food. And you've probably heard it a million times, right? But diet, your nutrition is absolute key. Like, see, if there was ever any time in my life where I couldn't exercise for like a period of time, whether I was unwell or traveling, or like when I was postpartum, for example, like I was really unwell for like 8 weeks postpartum, and I focused on my nutrition. I was like, look, as long as I'm eating the way I normally eat and making sure my recipes are like whole food and full of like goodness, the damage is way less. Your food, your nutrition is the absolute key. If you're trying to change your body composition, right, yes, weight training is absolutely amazing and it will help build your muscle to like actually sculpt and shape your body. But when it comes to that body fat, that's not melting off with weights. That is melting off with your nutrition choices. Oh, I don't want to smooth it out yet because I forgot my chia seeds. Ugh. Right, so you want to smooth that out as much as possible, right? Well, not as much as possible, just like that. Then you want to do the blueberry mix, which is what just takes this next level. That's probably enough, isn't it? About a cup frozen blueberries. I do quite like a lot of lemon, so you do it at your own risk. A wee spot of maple syrup, just like this. Microwave it until it goes nice and like melty, compoty. I'm gonna spoon it. I don't want too much of the sauce, and we're just going to smush it. Can you see that? We're going to smush, smush, baby, smush. Boom, 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 boom. In the oven, 40 minutes. Depending on your oven, you want it to be nice and golden brown. Basically, this is to come out like a cake, right? I want to see runny liquid anywhere. Bake this. Just look at that as it is, right? Look at it. You could probably leave this like this and have it as overnight oats. I'm not a fan. I'm going to put it in the oven for 40 minutes and I'll show you the end result. Okay, final product. Yes, this is your meal prep for the like literally 4 days. Look how thick this is. Like, it is solid thick. Guys, please make this. Please make this recipe. It's like 5-10 minutes prep and then cook it for 40 minutes and you've literally got a high protein, super filling, high fibre, delicious, craving hitting breakfast for the next 4 days. I may have forgotten to film the bagels. I filmed them like for Instagram, TikTok though, so I will just insert them in a different format if you like. And I just eaten one for lunch, so there was 3 pesto cheesy tofu bagels, which are just amazing. There's like 30 grams of protein. This is what your slice of blueberry muffin baked oats looks like. That is a cake. That is a full-on dessert. It is huge. It's something like 350 calories and 22 grams of protein. It is massive. And then here are the protein balls. So this is like my next 3 days meal prep. I've obviously eaten my lunch, but this is breakfast, lunch and snacks. All can just go in the fridge for the next couple of days, and I literally only have to cook dinner. I only have to cook